welcome back to another video. And we're starting off with a story from Radar Online. And this is about Kris Jenner, who is in crisis mode as outraged Kylie Cosmetics consumers toss the product in trash following Travis Scott's Astroworld massacre. And I mean, we are really surprised by this, that this was the inevitable result, right? And here's the thing, they're kind of like trying to play this like Kylie's getting picked on, but at the same time, she really isn't, because nobody was even looking at her. Nobody was looking at her until she started speaking out about it. Like, nobody cared. Everyone was looking at Travis, Astroworld, Live Nation, and then she spoke up and inserted herself into something she wasn't a part of. And that didn't resonate well with people. That put them on the back foot and made them to be like, why are you inserting yourself into this? It's got nothing to do with you, kind of thing. So yeah, Kris Jenner is inserting himself into the situation. I'm not really going to talk about it because it's really much a non-point. What's more of a point is the fact that the victim's family to establish scholarship planned funeral without Travis's help. This is one of the stories that is coming out. 11:32 a.m. PT, a rep for Travis tells us over the last week Travis and his team have been actively exploring routes of connection with each and every family affected by the tragedy through the appropriate liaisons. Yet there's nothing appropriate about this dude. Leave people alone. He's distraught by the situation, but as I said on the podcast yesterday, he was out partying afterwards, so... Oh yeah, he was so distraught that he went to a party. Yeah, like, when I feel really bad about people, I go and celebrate. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. That's some sociopath shit, that is. To those families who would like to reach out directly to his team, please send an email to AW something blah blah blah. That sounds like a scam email. So the family of one of the deceased victims from Astroworld Festival is claiming to set up a scholarship in the loved one's name, but not before taking Travis Scott to court first. Rudy Penner was one of the 8 people who died Friday during the concert, and his family has plans to get a fund going in his honor to continue his legacy, and they're hoping to do so at the college he was attending. So says their attorney, Rosendo Almares. He tells Rudy's family wants to set up a scholarship at the Laredo College, where Rudy was a student, studying to become a border patrol agent via a criminal justice major. It's a really impressive career to be choosing, and very, very smart, very, very determined to go that route if they were looking at what they could do in order to get into that career. That was someone who was determined to really do something with lives, and they could have really done a lot of good work in that position. But we're told that's their intention. As for what will fund the scholarship they hope to create, it'd be leftover money from the $34,000 they raised via GoFundMe for Rudy. We're told some of that money is going towards funeral costs, and the rest will be earmarked for scholarship fund, around $20,000. By the way, you read that correctly. The Penner family is already burying their son, and they're doing it without terrible Travis because they haven't heard from him and aren't holding their breath. I mean, why would you, right? Like, it's so insensitive. Hey, by the way, I know that the person you loved the most in the world is gone, but here's some money so you can, deal with it. It's a payoff, right? It feels like a payoff. It looks like a payoff. It's disgusting. What? Oh, of course he said he'd cover the funeral expenses of those who perished, but the Peñas insist they're paying for everything themselves and not expecting or waiting for any help. So yeah, we'll move on to the next story. And this is that currently, and we're not going to go on through this a long time. We just want the title for this one, and that is the Astroworld tragedy lawsuit now has 110 plaintiffs against Travis Scott, Drake, and Live Nation, says lawyer. So yeah, over 110 people are suing them. So this is like no joke. Like all these, so all these placating efforts, you've seen this, right? Oh, BetterHelp will help people get therapy. Oh, I'll pay for the costs. Oh, I'll do this. I'll do that. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry. All this belligerent nonsense of a situation that he made no attempt to stop. 110 people is suing him. That's the minimum. A minimum of 110 people is suing him. And obviously, probably, there's going to be more. There will be more. I don't expect there to be another article in a few days where it says that the rest of the people who were hurt or their families have in some way filed some sort of lawsuit. So the San Antonio lawyer who filed the first lawsuit last weekend over the tragic events at the Astroworld Festival now says he has over 100 clients who are part of a legal action. This is a class action lawsuit. I represent now about 150 people, Thomas J. Henry told CNN's Jack Tapper this afternoon. That lawsuit will be amended by day. It's about 110 people at the moment, but I expect probably by tomorrow lunch it'll be 150, and by the end of the day, based on the trends I'm seeing and people reaching out to my law firm, that may get as high as by 200 by the end of the day tomorrow. This isn't like a small thing. This is a big thing. This is a big thing. And honestly, can you blame anyone? Like, obviously you can blame Travis Scott, but can you blame these people for this? Really? Like, this wasn't something bad happened. Like, an accident. This was negligence, gross negligence at the highest level that led to people dying, people losing their lives, people suffering, people getting hurt, people screaming, crying, and pleading for help. And they did nothing. So Henry filed the first lawsuit against Travis Scott, Drake, and show producer Live Nation on Sunday after 8 people were killed at the Astroworld Festival. The complaint was filed on behalf of Christian Paredes, 23, from Austin, Texas. That suit accuses the rappers Live Nation Entertainment Inc. and Harris County Sports and Convention Corporation of negligence. And yeah, so they're working on doing the full scope of the Astroworld tragedy. Every damage suffered by its victims could total in the billions, Henry said in a press release obtained today by Houston Chronicle. Well, we're moving on by that. Travis Scott's fired back. Yeah, dude's firing back. He thinks he has a leg to stand on this one. He denies profiting off fans' trauma after therapist calls him out. And this is in relation to the BetterHelp therapy sessions that he offered. That he said he would give his fans some help. Travis Scott is firing back at accusations that he's profiting off his fans' trauma. The 30-year-old rapper is allegedly not adding any zeros to his bank account from his partnership with BetterHelp, which provides Astroworld concertgoers a month of free therapy, despite one therapist claiming otherwise. According to online therapy website, there is no sponsorship or brand deal between BetterHelp and Travis Scott. BetterHelp also confirmed that none of the Travis fans who decide to use the services will automatically be billed by the end of the month, reports The Sun. I don't believe that, because if you sign up for any service, you automatically are billed. If you make an account for a service like this, then you have to put in your account details. So I don't believe that for a second. The company's CEO, Alan Mattis, fired off a letter after a popular therapist on TikTok called out Travis and claimed he had proof of the rapper that was profiting off partnership. BetterHelp and Travis together will cover the cost to provide a month of free therapy while this therapist so people in need can get professional help, Mattis wrote in the letter to BuzzFeed. He also put a kibosh on the idea about help with property by selling people's data to advertise on third parties, and insisted Travis is not getting paid in any way. It's been reported that Cactus Jack, Travis' record label, is covering the therapy costs. While Travis might not be making a profit of his fans' emotions in the aftermath of the Astroworld tragedy, many don't believe the rapper is doing enough to help. Social media users slamming Kylie Jenner's baby daddy, labeling his efforts as inadequate and sickening. BetterHelp is not adequate trauma treatment. It pays therapists like crap, and they collect data. And 1 month is nothing. Activist Wagatwe Wanyuki tweeted to her 54,000 followers. Popular YouTuber Anthony Fantano asked, I mean, why are they quoting popular YouTuber who I don't even know when they could be quoting Philip DeFranco, who is a very well-known YouTuber who spoke about it? Say what? Yeah, but I mean, we can go through this all day, right? We can talk about it all day, but this was just a stupid thing to do. Anything related to BetterHelp, it was just a stupid thing to do. Like, oh my god, it is so insensitive. I don't understand for the life of me why this guy can't understand that everything that he's doing, it looks like a payoff. It looks like you are trying to grab someone's attention and say, forgive me, here's some stuff, go away. Well, people aren't going away. People are suing you for what happened. And people screamed in the crowd for you to stop and begged for help. Clearly, that was heard, and you ignored them. So, yeah, and this part is really, really sad. We spoke about this on the podcast the other day. Astro World victim Rati Chani has died. We spoke about this yesterday, where she was in critical condition, and according to this article from ABC 13, she is sadly passed away. So she is now the 9th victim of this tragedy, and obviously it's really, really horrible and sad, and this one hurts in a way because I didn't want to particularly cover it yesterday because I kind of expected something like this to happen, and to know that someone else has passed away is very, very sad, and obviously my thoughts and feelings and every ounce of good vibes and positivity I can give to the family goes out to them, and I know that isn't even remotely enough or will do enough or will even change anything for them, but I hope that everyone else gives a positivity too. And yeah, it was a sad and horrible event. Bahati Shahani, the 22-year-old Texas A&M University senior who had been hospitalized after the Astroworld Festival, has died, becoming the 9th concert to lose his or her life from this Travis Scott show 6 days ago. The attorney of Shahani's family announced on Thursday that she succumbed to her critical injuries just the evening before. Up until her passing, the young woman's family said she'd been on a ventilator. She showed no brain activity shortly after her hospitalization. Oh. Shahani, her sister Namrata Shahani, and cousin Mohit Bilani went to the concert together but lost each other. I won't go through the rest of that because it's just a recap on what happened, but oh my god, it's so sad that another person has sadly passed away because of this, and yeah. Sorry guys. So we're gonna move on to the next story. And this is from AV Club, and this is Peter Jackson sells his visual effects studio behind Lord of the Rings for monumental $1.6 billion. Lord of the Rings director Peter Jackson, in addition to the mountains of cash he's received from his many film endeavors, will add a whopping $1.6 billion to his pile with the sale of his visual effects studio Weta Digital to video game software developer Unity. Unity is known for games such as Fall Guys, Pokemon Go, and Call of Duty Mobile. Why the hell is Unity buying this? I mean, I can understand in some ways why they're buying it, but I want to understand why. Whoa. They need to fix the games engine first. Really? They spent $1.6 billion, but they haven't fixed the game engine? Like, Unity's far behind, guys. I'm not going to lie on that one. Like, Unity really needs to step up their games engine. Is this how they think they're going to do it? I honestly don't know. So in a statement shared by Unity on Tuesday, it's been revealed the company will purchase Weta Digital's tools, pipeline, technology and engineering talent. The 6-time Academy Award-winning studio is aiding the creation of films such as Avatar, Black Widow, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, Planet of the Apes and Suicide Squad. In the exchange, Unity will acquire Weta's 275 engineers that are known for architecting, building and maintaining Weta Digital tools and core pipeline such as Manuka, Gazebo, Barbershop, Lumberjack, Loki, Squid, Koru, a foundational data platform to operable 3D art creation and a library of thousands of assets. We are thrilled to democratize this industry-leading tools and bring the genius of Sir Peter Jackson and Weta's amazing engineering talent to life for artists everywhere, Unity President John Riccitello says. So, what? What they want? I'm a little bit confused here. I get this can be applied to games, but what? I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, I understand to some extent that they want the effects and stuff, but at the same time, I don't know. Does Unity have the ability to even implement this in a way that will actually work? Because it's already lacking in many areas compared to Unity and Frostbite. So, yeah. I guess this is one we'll have to see where it goes. We'll have to see where this goes. This one's another sad one, and this is from justjar.com. And this is about Olympic star Sunny Lee. She said she was pepper sprayed in an anti-Asian attack. So yeah, the 18-year-old Olympic gold medalist revealed the details in an interview with Pop Sugar. During the interview, she said she faced a racist attack after a week before the interview while waiting for an Uber after a night out with girlfriends, all of Asian descent. The Sunny group was sped by in a car yelling racist slurs like, I'm not going to read that, insisting they go back to where they came from. And the passenger in the car pepper sprayed her arm, and as the car sped off, I was so mad, but there was nothing I could do to control because they skirted off, she said. I didn't do anything to them and having the reputation is so hard because I didn't want to do anything that could make me get in trouble. I just let it happen, she continued. This is a sad one, obviously, and this isn't just particular to her, this is particular to a lot of people who have had an increased level of hate around the world, especially in Western nations. And you can deny it all you want, but it's a fact that it's true that in Western nations, Asian people of all descents have been vigorously attacked over the last 18 months. And it's not gotten any better. And it is deeply disturbing and shouldn't happen. We're moving on to another story, and this is from CNN. And this is a short one. Venomous sharks found in London's Thames River. So yeah, predator sharks in the Thames River. I don't think I really need to go through this anymore. They know what the title is. But apparently the river was declared biologically dead. But in recent years they have found that many things live there, including sharks, seahorses, eels, and seals. But apparently there's venomous sharks, so don't jump into the river that London fills with people's crap, because that apparently won't be good for you. You'll either get attacked by a venomous shark or covered in someone's excrement, so that's something to look forward to, isn't it? And then we're moving on to the next one, which is a black Ohio police officer whose white chief put KKK note on his coat breaks his silence, because that's normal, right? Sheffield police officer Keith Poole detailed a June incident that resulted in his former boss ouster and other alleged encounters that he described as demeaning. After surveillance video showed a white police chief leaving a Ku Klux Klan note on a black officer's raincoat made national news. The identity of the officer remained a mystery. On Thursday, Sheriff-elect police officer Keith Poole came forward to detail the June incident that resulted to his former boss ouster and other allegations that he described as demeaning. The footage obtained over the summer by NBC affiliate WKYC of Cleveland captured then police chief Anthony Campo standing at the department's copier and placing the Klan printout on the court. The KKK was a secretive society, blah, 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 blah. We all know who the KKK is. Anyways, to the final topic of the day. YouTube is to remove all public dislike counts aiming to defang harassment mobs. So the video service says dislike attacks campaigns to drive up the number of dislikes on videos disproportionately affects smaller channels and new creators. Obviously they do. Obviously they do. If a video gets disliked, it makes it less popular in the algorithm. It's essentially what it does. Obviously, some stuff will get through because it'll naturally be popular, but when you downvote smaller creators, it makes them less popular because it makes it seem like the content isn't as popular. So I agree with this move if, and only if, with regards to removing the dislike from public viewing, they also removed the dislike recommendation like the way it has in the algorithm. Because I feel like, regardless of whether you say, hey, we won't show you what dislikes are, I think the fact that people will dislike it anyway because it's a certain creator, them attacks will still occur. So I think it should be removed from the algorithm entirely. But that's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, right? But the change will apparently gradually start rolling out on Wednesday, YouTube said. Dislike button itself is staying, so viewers can still dislike videos to tune their recommendations and privately express their pleasure with the video. And that's what I don't like. To tune their recommendations and privately express their displeasure with the video. But there's things, right? There's creators that actively get attacked by groups of people who will religiously downvote every single new video that they put up. And it hurts their channel. So I don't see how it's going to help those people, right? Who are being actively attacked. Or people who actively discuss topics that others will genuinely find offensive. It doesn't matter what side of the argument you're on with it with, or what regards, right? But if people find your content against them, they will downvote it. And there's certain topics that you discuss where it will get significantly downvoted all the time. So yeah, they have heard during an experiment that some of you have used the public dislike count to help decide whether or not to watch a video. We know that you might not agree with this decision, but we believe that is the right thing to do for the platform. I think it's not far enough. I think they should remove it from the algorithm entirely, so it has no weight. I think users should manually have to block a channel and not have it removed because they dislike the video. I also think that's a terrible way of doing things, because disliking one video from a creator doesn't mean that you dislike entirely their content. It's just that particular video did not resonate with you. So yeah, I think the system in many ways is flawed with regards to this one. But yeah, guys, anyways, we are going to call it here. We're going to call it. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe down below. Let me know what you guys think about all the topics we discussed there. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. Take care, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.